Hey everyone, let's talk about information today. We have talked about transportation, facilitation, inventories. So let's just go ahead into the next topic, that is information. So what we will discuss, we will discuss that how information plays the role in the supply chain. So good information can also, like as you know, drastically improve the utilization of supply chain assets and the coordination of supply chain flows to increase the responsiveness and as well as reducing the cost. Let me take an example of 7-Eleven Japan, like I have been taking since throughout this course. It uses the information to provide product availability while decreasing the inventories. Walmart uses information on shipments from suppliers to facilitate cross-docking and low inventory as well as transportation expense. Lai and Fung, a global trading group supplying time-sensitive customer goods such as apparel, uses information on its third-party manufacturers to source each order from the most appropriate supplier. Airlines routinely use information to offer the right number of seats at a discounted price, leaving sufficient seats for the business customers who make their reservation at the last moment and are willing to pay a higher price. Each of these examples illustrate the importance of information as a key driver that can be used to provide higher responsiveness while simultaneously improving efficiency. Even though the sharing of information can help a supply chain better meet customer needs at lower cost, there is a danger in the assumption that more information is always better. As more information is shared across the supply chain, the complexity and cost of both the required infrastructure and the follow-up analysis grows exponentially. The marginal value provided by the information shared, however, diminishes as more and more information become available. It is thus important to evaluate the minimum information required to accomplish the desired objectives. For example, it may often be enough if aggregate sales rather than the detailed point of sale data are shared between a retailer and a manufacturer. Aggregate information is cheaper to share and provides most of the value with regard to better production planning. The trade-off between complexity and value is more important to consider when setting up the information infrastructure. The following example I'll be giving you will be proving how actually information plays a role. So in the example, let's talk about Anderson Windows. It was a US company and it was a major manufacturer of residential wood windows located in Byport, Minnesota. Has invested in an information system that enables a company to bring customized product to the market rapidly. And what it allowed, this system was called window of knowledge that allows distributor and customer to design windows to the custom fit their needs. Like nowadays, users can select from a library of more than 50,000 components that can be combined in any number of ways. The system immediately gives the customer price codes and automatically sends the order to the factory and if the customer decides to buy. This information investment not only gives the customer a much wider variety of products but also allows Anderson to be much more responsive to the customer as it gets the customer orders to the factory as soon as the order is placed. Second example, I'll talk about Sunsweet Growers. They are a California-based dried fruit producer. They implemented supply chain sales and operation planning suite to replace its Excel-based system planning. So the company has a higher or a highly seasonable supply with harvesting takes place primarily during September and October. Demand is also seasonal with peaking times occurring during the Christmas period. Good planning thus can be very valuable. SunSuite's goal when implementing the suite was twofold. Each function should operate with same data and an early warning capability should alert planners and managers about any potential mismatches between supply and demand. After implementation, production overruns at SunSuite, not SweetSoft, SunSuite dropped from 30% to 15%. That means they have literally reduced their overrun to 50%. Forecast accuracy improved from 15 to 20%, and a 5% increase in forecast is in a supply chain, you know the value of it. So the early warning system allowed planners to react as much as 2 to 3 weeks earlier before the implementation. And tell you about the component of information decisions. We all know push versus pull. So when designing a supply chain process, manager must determine which process to follow. The push means if you get the order, okay, between the push system start with the forecast and that are used to build a master production schedule and roll it back, creating schedules for supplier with part types, quantity and delivery date. Pull system requires information on actual demand to be transmitted extremely quickly throughout the entire chain so the production and distribution of the product can reflect the real demand accurately. Push means you are pushing. You are pushing means you are pushing the supplier to buy and you are going for the demand. Pull means you know what it is, okay? Then coordination and information sharing. See, all depends on coordination. Why? Where the network is, what is the total supply chain profitability is. If there is a lack of coordination, there is significant loss of supply chain surplus. Coordination will be happening different on different stages. Like supplier is to produce the right parts in a timely manner. For a manufacturer in a pull system, the manufacturer must share demand and production information with the supplier. Information sharing is very crucial nowadays, and with the people outsourcing all of its production supplies, there the right content of demand will if there is no right demand, no right information, it will enhance a bullwhip effect, and a bullwhip effect is a very bad thing to happen in a supply chain. Sales and operations planning. So it is a process of creating an overall supply plan, like production to inventories, to meet the anticipated level of sales, basically demand. So how it starts? It starts with the sales and marketing communicating their needs to the supply chain. So in turns, it communicates to sales and marketing whether the needs can be met and if met at what cost. The goal of supply sales and operation is to come up with the agreed upon sales. Okay, we are ready. This is our need. This is our cost, and we are ready for the plan. So this particular component becomes a critical piece of information to be shared across the supply chain because it affects both the demand and on a firm supplier as well as the supply to its customer. Now let's talk about enabling technologies that many technologies exist to share and analyze information in a supply chain. So manager has to decide technology to use and how to integrate them into their supply chain. So electronic data interchange was developed in 1970. Then there is was related to electronic data interchange. There was an internet conveys much more using information nowadays, and it's a strategic and standard infrastructure that allows supply chain to improve both its efficiency and responsiveness. And it's a dominant medium for all the communication which happens throughout all the macro processes like CRM, ISCM, and SRM. And as we discussed, all those parts, customer resource management, internal supply chain management, and source resource management. Then we call about enterprise resource planning. Actually, it provides a transactional tracking and global visibility of information within a company and across its supply chain. This real-time information helps a supply chain improve the quality of operational decisions. ERP system keeps track of the information, whereas the internet provides one method with which to view this information. SCM, all the supply chain management uses the ERP system to provide the analytical decision support in order to the visibility of the information, right? ERP system shows a company what is going on. SCM system help a company what should they do. Radio frequency identification consists of an active or passive radio frequency applied to the item being tracked, and a RF reader or emitter. A passive tag draws the energy from the reader, while an active tag has its own battery and draws power from it. And it has many potential uses that if I discuss, to check the availability of the entire bill of materials and receiving trucks much faster. Full implementation can eliminate the need of manual counting and barcode scanning at a receiving dock. It can also help to build the exact count of incoming inventories to in the storage. And the related metrics, as we talked about all of them, the forecast horizon, how much, like how far we can do the forecasting, frequency of update, how frequently the inventory and shipment, all those information is getting updated, Forecast error, the difference between the forecast and an actual demand is called a forecast error and is measure of uncertainty and drives all responses to uncertainty, such as the safety inventory or excess capacity. Seasonal factors measure to the extent which an average demand in a season is above or below in the year. Variance from a plan identifies the difference between the planned production inventories and an actual value. So these variances can be used to raise flags that identify shortages or surpluses. Now I'll tell you about the ratio of demand variability in order to order variability. So what it does is it measures the standard deviation of incoming demand and supply order placed. The ratio less than 1 potentially indicates there is existence of bullwhip effect. We will discuss this more later. And next we will be talking about sourcing, but not in today's video. I think 10 to 12-minute video is sufficient for my voice to go through you. So best of luck, stay safe.